Hello, everyone. Let's talk about karma, a complex issue, of course. Not at all what some people think it is, because there is a lot of people thinking that karma is about punishment coming back to us, eventually from some outside authority, to punish us for our bad deeds in the past. Not at all. Karma, as is well known to many, according to the yogic tradition, means mostly action. But it does not concern a dead past. It concerns ongoing processes because it's action. It's about stuff that never actually disappeared, never ceased. It's still with us in some way, even in sometimes in a latent form, in a latency in our unconscious world. But so, how does this work eventually? Let's imagine that, okay, I move, I go around, I meet people, I go to places, I connect with objects, and eventually I get attached to them. I have issues that stay with me about places, objects, people, and so on and so on. So it's as if there is a portion of me that stays in connection. There are strings connecting me with the places I go that I miss eventually, or objects, or people, or animals, or nature, whatever. And eventually, those places and animals and people keep memories of me because they received impressions from me, information, as I receive information and impressions from them. So lots of strings connecting us. As far as we established a connection, we sort of got attached. If I die, this eventually does not die with me. The information about this stays eventually in what we call sometimes a causal body in very subtle levels of existence, where all memories might be kept. And this causal body might also be the point of return, elaboration, and a new start for successive lives. But let's imagine that the same way that if I die now, suddenly all of this stays with me, eventually dragging me to a new life, to new places that are actually connected to my past desires, my cravings, sometimes my aversions. Let's imagine that this stays with me, attracting me towards a new life with specific conditions. Because I'm attracted to those conditions, and I attract conditions and people and places to me according to what did not die in me, to the strings of vibrational connection that remain. Now, let's imagine that I died 500 years ago, and I had hatred for some objects and eventually some people. I have unfinished businesses, and I also have loving connections with other people. And I wanted to be with them, to do something with them, to have, again, some experiences. I wanted to be in places again. I wanted to touch objects again, and so on. Then the strings are there, the connections are there, the vibrational resonances are there, and I died, but this is with me. It will condition each new life. So let's imagine that I had many past lives, but to some extent, I still keep with me, quite alive, many forces that I have been issuing, that I have been producing. I still keep many connections. I still have lots of aversions and attractions and unfinished businesses of the positive and of the negative kind. Revenge eventually, but also affection displays. Now, this is conditioning me. This is taking me to places, to situations, to experiences. This is bringing other people to me according to the nature of the connections established in the past. And we are mutually attached. So this is a sort of a never-ending story, because in each new life, I can be all the time fabricating new karma, positive or negative, but still bringing me back down into the wheel of life, into new lives, into new experiences. To avoid this, there is only one way. We must get rid of the karmic processes to some extent, I would say. Well, how do we get rid of them? It's good that we no longer produce new karma. And eventually, it's good that the past karma does not hit us, does not come back to us. How do we do this? We get out of the whole movie. We become a new different identity, no longer individuals as we understand this, no longer personalities as we understand this. We become eventually a pure being attached to the cosmos, and we are no longer conditioned by past and future. Because actually, I don't believe past and future do exist. Everything that exists is now, in the present, moving and alive. The past is no longer there. Sometimes we confuse past and present and time with space. We think we can walk through time, and we can't. That's what we do with space. What we have now is just the present moving everywhere. So, going back to this, if I no longer produce new karma as an individual, self-centered self, eventually there is no karma, because nothing stays attached to me. I do not stay attached to things and people and places. The same way, if karma is no longer produced, then there is no trouble. But there is the past karma. It will come back to me, but it will come back to me affecting my body, my mind, my emotions, if my human personality and identity is still around. If I got rid of them, if I became some sort of a new being of light that is mostly in the present time, no attachments, just enjoying the moment, quite alive, very well aware. And if I'm no longer regretting some past and desiring some future, then eventually the karma has no point of return and I stay free. And this is the main idea for now. As usual, if you like it, comment, share, subscribe the channel. See you.